What's up, guys? My name is Eric. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the dumbest channel on YouTube. Now, it's been a while for me kind of getting back into this YouTube thing. Talking to a camera is very hard. You don't have any real audience that you can really kind of feed off of or going off stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of stuff off the top of my head to kind of talk about here. But it's really, really hard to be a content creator, even a hobbyist content creator, which that's what I think I am. I'm in that hobbyist level of being a content creator. Very, very, very hard to do. Really don't really have any real topic to go across here. It's kind of more or less like a variety channel, which we know variety channels don't do all that well with. But this is kind of a variety channel. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, go on down there and click on that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you guys get more videos kind of like this, where we're going to go through home improvements. We're going to do sports content, which is for the primarily reason I'm doing this weekend ramble. Beer reviews are coming back. A lot of you guys had said you guys want to see me go back to doing the beer tasting stuff, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And just kind of other kind of stuff on here. These weekend ramble videos are kind of stuff that I kind of think of off the top of my head. No really getting political or really anything like that. Just some things that that just kind of off the top of my head for throughout the month and stuff. And we're going to go ahead and kind of talk about those things. But this one is primarily going to be a sports weekend ramble. Before I get into that, do you kind of like the glasses that I've got on here? Should I kind of do them through another video like this or not? Go ahead and put it right down there in the comments if you like these sunglasses being in a video. I guess my kind of thing is a Casey Neistat kind of video where he has those sunglasses in, so he's not kind of, you can see him kind of looking into the camera. I don't know, guys. It's just something kind of stupid that I figured I'd put in here on this video, and we'll just kind of go from here. So we're gonna go ahead and take those off here, guys. There's other sports content creators that are much, much better than me. I'm kind of a little bit congested here. I apologize for that. I'm kind of all over the place here when I do my videos here, guys. Anyway, kind of getting back on track. Other sports content creators you guys might want to might want to view are Micro Mike. I've been on his channel before. Very, very cool dude. I like your sports content, Mike. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to watch this video. I really do like your sports content, and I've been out of the YouTube game for a little while here, man, because it's going to get me kind of get my legs back underneath me, kind of doing YouTube videos and sports content of that nature, kind of getting back into the groove on this, which this one is primarily is. Everything King is another great content creator. I watch him quite a bit. He gives kind of one of the calmer YouTubers on here. Doesn't get too excited about things. Marcus, if you're watching here, I like your content here too. Man B. S'morist, goodness, who is The Fool Show for doing Michigan content. Steve Dace and Michigan Podcast, and he has another one with the Bigger 10. I like his content here too. There's many, many other content creators on here, guys. Sports content creators, especially around the Michigan area. I would actually ask you guys, if you guys come across this video, go ahead and click on those guys' videos here too, or their YouTube channel. Kind of get to know those guys, and if they have a Patreon or kind of something like that, throw a couple bucks their way. Now, I don't have one, and I just primarily do this as a hobby, so I'm not having anyone kind of throw money at me or anything like that. But some other content creators do this for a living, so go ahead and throw them a couple bucks if you kind of feel the need to go ahead and do that. Now, my little spiel's out of the way, which we're already, 5 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get started here, guys. The Detroit Lions here. As you guys can tell, I got my Detroit Lions shirt on here. The Motor City Football, which I got this a couple of years ago. I don't even know if they make this shirt anymore. But with the Detroit Lions here, guys, I was watching the Detroit Lions pretty intently. That 1-6 start was atrocious. Man, that was really hard football to watch. You could tell that this football team was much better, a much better team than that 1-6 start put them through. I was I didn't say it publicly on here, but maybe I did. I can't remember back that far. I was kind of calling for a Dan Campbell kind of intervention here, kind of like Matt Patricia probably really should have. But I was looking at a Matt Campbell kind of intervention. I hope that Barry Sanders, Sheila, Brad Holmes, Chris Spielman, all those guys kind of went and said, "Hey, Dan, what's really going on here? What's going on?" And maybe that did happen, maybe not. We don't know. We're kind of on the outside, kind of looking in here. But it was a pretty bad time. A lot of people were saying Dan Campbell wasn't the right guy. He probably should be fired. They didn't really have any real idea of who else to bring in as a head coach. They didn't at least kind of some of the content creators and people in some of the other people's comments commented on. But Dan Campbell kind of cut the cord with Aubrey Pleasant and brought in Brian Duker as a replacement for the defensive backs and safeties coaches. And that kind of seemed to kind of really spark the team, along with the TJ Hawkinson trade. That was the one that I've found very, very surprising. And those two things alone kind of helped them kind of catapult their season to go on 8-2 for the rest of the way on the last 10 games. Which I only thought, man, Dan's kind of getting some time on here, kind of trading. A fan favorite was TJ Hawkinson, which kind of looking back on it now, I feel like he kind of held back the team a little bit, maybe. Maybe he was the best tight end, but kind of felt like he held back the team and kind of gave the other tight ends, which kind of, aren't coming to my brain right now, kind of gave them a chance to shine. And with Audrey Pleasant kind of going away and Brian Duke, I think that's Duker, I think that's his last name, put him in there, kind of catapulted the team. They kind of seemed to respond a lot better. The defense responded better. Maybe there was a talking to, maybe with all the coaches from upper management. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm kind of on the outside looking in here, but something had to, a series of things had to have happened to get this team to be in an 8-2 record. Jared Goff played better. The offensive line played better. The defense, the whole defense played better. Now, there's a couple people in there like Owarie and Okuda, which I kind of seem that maybe could be on the chopping block. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen, but their play has to get substantially better. Running backs, Jamal Williams, and the other guy, which escapes my name, it was right there and then it went away. Oh, Swift. Swift kind of, I don't know about Swift. He may be on the trading block. I don't think he'll be cut, but I think he could have some kind of trade value with us. I don't think there's a need to have two on there. But again, outside looking in on this kind of stuff. Whatever happened or series of events happened there catapulted this team to an 8-2 record. And I kind of agree with the couple people that I watch. Again, is on Woodward Sports. They have a YouTube channel. I can't remember one of the guys' names, but he kind of said that he felt robbed of seeing the Detroit Lions play in the postseason just based on the last 10 games. This team was a dangerous team. No one kind of wanted to play this team. The only kind of face plant they did was against Carolina, which I thought Carolina was a winnable game here, guys. The Detroit Lions really had no reason to lose that game, but I guess is what it is. Kind of looking forward to next year. Jamal Williams kind of coming on, or Jamal Williams. Jamison Williams. How is he going to react now and going to be in year two? His rookie season was pretty much not eventful because the Lions are kind of slow bringing him along, and I bet he was kind of chomping at the bit to get back out there, but kind of just based on the little that we've seen, it looks like he's going to be a pretty dynamic player for the Detroit Lions. Amon St. Brown, I liked what I seen from him. Again, I kind of want to see him kind of take that next level leap to kind of be, I'm not saying into the elite status, but into the very good wide receivers. Jamal Williams, kind of saying we're running back with him. Kind of want to see him kind of get up. The offensive line, I kind of want to see those guys take a step up. The defense, Houston, Aiden Hutchinson, and the other guy there, the Pascal, I believe that's his name. Those guys, the big key is the linebackers. We need linebacker help pretty bad. We got gashed quite a bit this season. I don't know what the overall running or the total for yards was. I don't have it up here, but I remember being gashed for quite a bit. That kind of still seems to be a lingering issue that Brad Holmes still hasn't addressed yet. I hope he addresses it in this draft in the free agency season. I hope that ends up happening with the Detroit Lions. But at least for a Lions fan, it kind of seems to be bright. Kind of seems that we want more. I can say that we want more. I bet other content creators kind of say we want more too. So, with that being said here, guys, here is to the 2023-2024 season. Kind of seems odd to kind of say that here in January, but we're coming up to that season, guys. I want to see what we do in the NFL draft. I kind of want to see what we do in free agency. I'm just kind of excited right now because the team seems to be on an upward trend, and playoffs should be the expectation in this next upcoming season. So, with that being said, I'm going to transition over to Michigan football. I really don't have anything other to say than uh, the game was against TCU was very uncharacteristic of Michigan. I was going to use a kind of a little more colorful word there, but I think uncharacteristic is the right word. The offense and the defense seemed out of sync. The they really couldn't really get anything together. JJ McCarthy tried to will this team on, but it just seemed like they didn't really go to what their bread and butter was, that cohesive unit. Now, maybe the defense for TCU kind of gave them fits. I'm not going to say that they didn't. It gave them fits, but it kind of seemed like the coaching staff didn't really get this team ready to play either, about the schemes that they were going to play and kind of things like that. I can't imagine it being much different than in the regular season. Just kind of looked like this team that kind of thought we're going to kind of come in here and we're going to run over TCU and get to play Georgia in the national championship game. It's kind of what it really looked like. And that Georgia Ohio State game was much, much better game than the Michigan TCU game was. Now, I actually won money on that. I put $60 on the over and won $54 on that. Now, it's not really all that much, but still, it's kind of, I kind of do that once a year, kind of around the end of the year. Just place a bet and see if I win or if I don't. It's not any big money or anything like that, but I did win. I won $114 overall. So it was kind of being like $54. I won on a $60 bet. Not too bad, really, when it comes down to it. But that game was just lethargic. The team didn't kind of seem ready to. I don't want to say ready to play. They just seemed to have the wrong game plan in place for these guys. And then the second half was kind of a little bit kind of more of the same. They really couldn't figure out the TCU defense, and the offense kind of sputtered along. They didn't go with their bread and butter kind of stuff. It was just really kind of an uncharacteristic game for Michigan in the second straight year that they get ousted right in the semifinal game. And with Jim Harbaugh wanting to, I think Jim Harbaugh truly wants to go back to the NFL. And if he does want to go back to the NFL, Michigan really shouldn't just be in the way of those plans. I think Ward Manuel and goodness, I can't remember the president's name. I think it's Ono. They really kind of need to step out of Jim's way. If he truly wants to be an NFL head coach, I don't think he'll be a head coach with the years that he has on him. But if he truly does kind of want to be a head coach at Michigan, or excuse me, a head coach at NFL, he's going to have to come into the right job for that to happen. Now, maybe he's probably better off being an offensive coordinator like Gunther Cunningham was for the Detroit Lions. He's probably better off being that kind of person, kind of taking, I don't want to say taking orders or anything like that, but doing what an offensive or a defensive coordinator does for the head coach, a younger head coach at a university or a NFL job. It's probably where he's going to end up being, because you don't see NFL people kind of reaching out to Nick Saban, one of the older coaches. Now, I think he knows where his bread and butter's at, but you don't hear about that. I think the same thing with Jim Harbaugh. Now, really the only place I really could think him going would be the Jets, and that's the Jets haven't even, I don't know if they fired Robert Saleh or not or anything like that. I've heard rumblings about that, but that was kind of considered around there of him going to the New York Jets. That's probably really the only job for him to really have an NFL job at, a head coaching job. But I think it's probably more realistic of him being a coordinator if he does want to go back to the NFL, which I think that he does. And Michigan shouldn't be in the way of that. They should be looking for the next successor to Jim Harbaugh. So with that being said here, guys, I'm going to kind of get off that Jim Harbaugh bandwagon, because it just kind of frustrates me that Michigan's kind of going through this now for the second, possibly even the third year, and Jim Harbaugh just keeps coming back. He seems to keep Michigan at ransom, or kind of held hostage kind of thing here. But a good thing is that Blake Corum is coming back. That is one good thing for Michigan. I hope he doesn't get injured again. He kind of gets Michigan right back up, because this may be the last time Michigan comes into the national championship picture. This could be the last year that they do it. So, and Blake Corum is going to be a big player in that. So that's my sports weekend ramble here, guys. Like I said, trying to get my feet back underneath me. A couple of other things you guys wanted to know. The beer reviews. I got a couple of Twitter messages and a couple of, I see here on YouTube in the comments section that you guys want me to do kind of more beer tastings and beer review kind of stuff. So I'm going to start that again. May not be prevalent as it once was. Once again, because I like sports kind of more than I do like the beer stuff. But we're gonna kind of get into the beer stuff. We're gonna go back to Bad Brewing. We're kind of gonna go back to a couple of other regional brands like Bell's, Founders. That kind of. Even though I'm not big on Founders, even with their little tobacco, which you guys know about. Yeah, we're gonna just kind of get right back into the beer review scene, kind of thing. I don't think it's gonna be as big as what it once was, but we're gonna kind of get back into that. There's gonna be more house stuff on here. You guys see all these boxes kind of right back behind me. I really haven't even started the mudroom part here. It's only because I really don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to get myself into a point of getting like with this stuff right back here, trying to make this into a mudroom. I could certainly pull the carpet up. But anything else other than that, I would kind of be over my head on. I would have to have supervision to kind of help me along to say, all right, Eric, now the next thing is to do this. Now the next thing is to do this. Now the next thing is to do this. I really don't know the other things that are kind of going to happen on here. But I will, if I ever get to this thing here, it's going to be a nice mudroom because I already got the stuff. I just got to know what I'm doing is more or less kind of and I really don't know what I'm doing here, guys, but the home improvement stuff's going to kind of come on here. You guys are going to laugh. Like the last one with the Admiral rod. I didn't... my lefty-loosey, righty-tighty kind of thing is whenever I kind of go, this is to loose, but I think that's left, so that's got to be loose. It just didn't... Or that's tightening. That's not loosening. But anyway, that kind of stuff kind of goes kind of way, way over my head, but... Guys, let me know how he kind of did in this weekend Ramble. We'll edit it. I'll put some little timestamps down on here, guys. If you guys went through the whole thing, actually put the hashtag beer review down into the comment section. Let me know if you kind of got through here. We're, almost 20 minutes in here. I'll kind of edit it down here a little bit, kind of get all the fluff out and whatnot. So, and I hope you guys kind of like me kind of coming back here. We're going to get it, like I said, we're going to get into beer review stuff. We're going to get more of the sports content, even though my sports content, journalism kind of stuff here is just very, very amateurish. I'm no real sports journalist or anything like that. I just watch the games and kind of put them up on here. And I've kind of thought about doing some stuff with some hardware kind of things on here. And one of my, kind of to wrap it up here, one of my coworkers had said, hey, Eric, you would probably be really good at doing kind of tutorials on how to put this... the hardware together. Now, my job consists of, I do IT work for my company, and a lot of it is interfacing hardware to the computer and reading data and things like that. Maybe, do you guys want to see kind of some of that stuff? If you guys have made it this far, let me know kind of down in the comments if you guys kind of want to see that kind of stuff here. But that's kind of really all I've got here, guys. It is 4 o'clock. The game's on with, goodness, who's playing? It's the Bengals and the Bills, and I kind of wanted to watch this game to try to see who was going to make it to the NFC Championship game. So, with that being said, here, guys, I'm gonna go watch TV. All right, guys, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care, guys.